I want to quickly share with you business auto loans for a fair credit with no money down. So here's a review I want you to pay attention to. Number 7, you have Truck Lenders USA. Our score 8.3 over 10. So even though the name says Truck Lenders, they actually they lend all kinds of business auto loans for fair credit. And so we're looking at the FICO score that starts at 600. This is really good. No money down. So with Truck Lenders, no money down. This is really cool. And in terms of the APR, the APR will go from 6.9% all the way to 11.9%. And the loan amount goes from $20,000 all the way to $150,000. This is really good. Flexibility, in terms of flexibility, Truck Lenders USA is really flexible. And so you have 60 months, so that's 5 years. You have to repay the loan every month. And in terms of availability, Truck Lenders want you to be in business for at least 18 months. And FICO score around 600. It goes from 600 to 680. And they'll ask you to provide revenue, like proof of revenue. So they'll ask you to provide your P&L, your profit and loss statements. In some cases, they might ask you to have a business plan, but otherwise, they don't ask them any questions. And so this is really good. One thing I want to say in general is that when you think about Truck Lenders USA, you want to think about a specialist for business auto loans for fair credit, no money down. And their loans, their auto loans, their business auto loans are available across the nation. So regardless of like no matter where you live in the country, even in Hawaii and like Alaska, like non-continental USA, you can still qualify for a Truck Lenders business auto loan. So we love that a lot, and we love the flexibility here because business like Truck Lenders will actually approve you real fast, and they tend to release funds within 48 to 72 hours. So this is really good in terms of flexibility. And one thing I want to say before closing with Truck Lenders is that Truck Lenders does have a website, so you can actually go there and you can apply there, and you can see if you can pre-qualify. So there are some cases where you can pre-qualify for a business auto loan for fair credit with no money down. So this is kind of cool because when you walk into a dealership, having the pre-approval letter is really good. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. We're having a quick conversation about business auto loans for fair credit with no money down. Number 6, you have Crest Capital. Our score 8.5 over 10. So when you think about Crest Capital, I want you to think about a lender that's very flexible. So we love that a lot. And so if you're looking for simple funding requirements for your business auto loan for fair credit with no money down, this is really good. And we love the fact that with Crest Capital, you can be approved all the way to $500,000. So if you're looking for, let's say, if you want to buy a single vehicle or a fleet of business vehicles, you can still qualify with Crest Capital, not a problem at all. The loan term here, you're looking at 24 to 72 months. So we are speaking about 2 years all the way to 6 years. And the repayment really is that kind of basic. It's a monthly, not a problem. And there's no money down required. So the required down payment is 0%. And this is really good. And the minimum FICO score here, you're looking at 600 all the way to 6 years to 650. So 600 to 650. And minimum time in business, 2 years, and annual business revenue. It's flexible. They will accept you if you have a minimum of $100,000 gross revenue. And there are no mileage or age restrictions. This is really good overall. So when you think about Crest Capital overall, just think about a lender who is very flexible. They will work with you. They work with all kinds of lenders. And so if you are looking for a lender that can finance your business vehicle with no restrictions, that's really good. Remember that we love the fact that with Crest Capital, you have a very streamlined application only process that really reduces the documentation requirements for loan amounts. Again, loan amounts for less than $250,000. So if you're looking for a business auto loan for a fair credit with no money down, think about Crest Capital. And one thing I also want to say is that when you think about Crest Capital, also think about the fact that they only ask you for 3 things. They want to have the most recent 2 years of tax returns. They want to have profit and loss statements, and they want to have a business plan. For the profit and loss statements, they'll also like sometimes to see a balance sheet so they can actually study your overall financial situation before approving you. So it is really great. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about business auto loans for a fair credit with no money down. Number 5, we have PNC Bank. Our score, 8.8 over 10. So if you're thinking about a business auto loans for a fair credit with no money down, consider PNC if you are an established business, because PNC loves to have some kind of security here. So established business means you have been in business for at least 2 years. Okay. And so for the estimated APR, you're looking at the 7% and up, and PNC will actually approve all the way to $250,000. So the loan delta here goes from $10,000 all the way to $250,000, and the loan term up to 72 months. So we're looking at 6 years here, and the repayment schedule is monthly, and the time to funding can go all the way to 7 days. So everything depends upon the workload they have, and also how fast you are when it comes to providing the documentation they are asking you to provide. So in terms of APR here, APR, I've said it already, 7%. The minimum credit score, you're looking at 600 all the way to 680. That's the minimum here. And minimum time in business, 2 years. And so one thing I want to say also is that in terms of annual business revenue, they are looking at the $100,000 minimum. And so what we think about PNC in general is that you have a lender who's willing to work with you, who's willing to accommodate all kinds of business auto loan amounts. Again, you are looking at all the way to $250,000, $250,000 with no money down. Okay. And one thing I want to say also is that if you want to lower your payment as much as possible, PNC allows payment to be spread over a maximum of 72 months. 72 months is 6 years, and this is really good. And now the only thing is that you need to either go to a PNC branch, or you can apply over the phone. So there is no possibility to do things online. No, just make sure that you have your financial documents available whenever you go to a branch. So because they will ask you all kinds of questions anyway. So make sure you have everything ready. So we were speaking about your pay stubs, for instance, your bank statements, your P&L statements, your personal tax returns. So at least your 1040 for the last 3 years. So if you can show the last 3 years worth of 1040, you are good to go. So overall, this is actually a great loan, and they tend to approve you real fast too. So it's really a win-win for you, and it's a win-win for them also if you have a good credit. So this is kind of important. Number 4, we have SBG funding. Our score, 9.1 over 10. So when you think about SBG funding, I want you to think about one thing. I want you to think about borrowers who have a low credit score. So 500, sometimes they can go all the way to 375 or 400. Okay, so this business auto loan is also great for fair credit with no money down. And so this is basically, you are trying to sort of hack the system. In other words, you just have your paperwork ready, and you can actually apply online. You can actually pre-apply online, not a problem. And even though based on our experience, it's just a lot better to contact SBG funding to kick off the application. Okay, so this is really important. So you're looking at up to $5 million estimated APR that goes from 3.75% all the way to 7%. So loan amount maximum $5 million, and the loan term 1 to 10 years. So speaking of flexibility, you really have a lot of possibilities here, because 1 to 10 years, you're really covered pretty well. And the time to funding here, you're looking at 48 to 72 hours from the application. So this is really good. And you have 500 as the minimum FICO score, 6 months in business, and annual business revenue, $120,000. So the thing here is that SBG funding wants you to have a minimum revenue of $10,000 a year. $10,000 a month. We're talking about minimums here. So minimums And so it is really great. So when you think about SBG funding, think about flexibility. You want to think about a lender who will work with you, the lender who will give you all kinds of possibilities to be approved for a business auto loan for fair credit with no money down. And but SBG funding is an online / alternative lender. So you can't go to a branch to have a conversation, but you can start the application right now. Okay, you can go to their website, svgfunding.com, and kick off the process there. Or you can just even just contact SBG and see what they have for you. So the possibilities are there. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about business auto loans for a fair credit with no money down. I want to talk to you now about number 3. So number 3, we have national funding. Our score, 9.5 over 10. So when you think about national funding, I want you to think about a lender who is very flexible. National funding actually will work with you. And in our view, this is a lender that's great for customized loan options. So here you're looking at the APR that goes from 15% all the way to 33%. And in some cases can go all the way to 3 digits. It really depends. And so you really have to see what works for you. If you're going through national funding. So national funding actually has for business auto loans, you actually can either get up to $150,000 for equipment loans, or you can get up to $400,000 for working capital and other business loans. And you can use the loan proceeds to buy a business auto, like you can buy a new business auto or a used business auto. And again, the cool thing is that no money down here, okay? And the loan term, you're looking at up to 5 years, and the repayment schedule, which could be a little disruptive to your business's operation. The schedule can be a daily, weekly, and monthly. So it's something to be aware of. And so it's important. The required down payment is 0%. And the time to funding, you're looking at 24 hours to 72 hours from the application. So this is really good. And so minimum credit score is 600 here. Minimum time in business. National funding wants you to be in business for at least 6 months. That's the minimum here. So half a year. So they can see that you actually have been doing a lot of good stuff. This is really fine. And the annual business revenue, $250,000. So $250,000 per year. So that's about 20 grand, 21 grand a month. So that's what they want you to have. And now vehicle restrictions actually vary on a case-by-case basis, depending on the industry you're in, the kind of purpose you have for the business auto loan. So overall, when you think about the national funding, I want you to think about a generous lender that can be very strict sometimes when it comes to eligibility. And one thing I want to say also is that you need to understand, when we talk about national funding in general, you don't have a specific business auto loan, but you can use you have an equipment loan, or you have a working capital loan, and you can use that loan if you get approved to sort of fund your business, like your business auto. So you don't have just a regular auto loan with them. And one thing I also want to say is that national funding is really flexible too. So this is really fantastic. So overall, you have a great player here that we love a lot. Number 2, we have Balboa Capital. Our score, 9.6 over 10. So when you think about Balboa Capital, I want you to think about a lender that's constantly nimble, constantly adapting to new trends. That we love that a lot. And what we love about Balboa Capital here is that the APR goes from 5% to 20%. And so the loan amount goes from $3,000 to $500,000. And the loan term goes from 12 to 60 months. So this is kind of cool in terms of flexibility. You have it there. And the repayment schedule is monthly. And with Balboa Capital, no required down payments. Okay. Again, we're speaking about business auto loans for a fair credit with no money down. And you can be funded within the same day. So 24 hours, you get your cash to actually go get the auto loan. And in terms of qualifications, you have a minimum credit score that go from 600 all the way to 620. In some cases, they'll bump up, they'll raise the limit to 635. And but it is great. Minimum time in business here, 12 months. This is really good. And the annual business revenue, $100,000. So Balboa Capital wants you to have at least like close to close to $8,000, no, more than $8,000 a month. And we're talking here about the actual results. Okay, so if you have projected results, you have to tell Balboa Capital beforehand. So you want to actually explain everything beforehand so that you are boosting your chances of being approved. So this is kind of cool. And what I want to say also is that just make sure that you speak to Balboa Capital about the vehicle restrictions. Normally they're pretty flexible with vehicles, but it really depends on what kind of vehicle you want to have for your business. But overall, we love the fact that you have an online application process, so you don't have to do things at the branch. Balboa Capital has no branch anyway, so you do everything online, and so you can be approved. If you are approved, they can actually release funds within 72 hours. Okay, we've seen actually Balboa Capital releasing funds within 24 hours, by the way. Number one, the best of the best. In our view here, you have Bank of America, our score, 9.8 over 10. So when you think about Bank of America, I want you to think about a lender, a national bank that's just doing a lot of great things here. And so Bank of America is great for overall low rates. So you have the APR, the estimated APR that starts at around 5.79%. The loan amount, 10,000 and up. So now we've seen actually people getting approved for loan amounts, personal loan amount, business auto loans all the way to $500,000, especially if you want to buy a fleet instead of buying one car. Okay. And the loan terms here for Bank of America, you have 48 to 72 months. The repayment schedule is monthly, so this is kind of fine. Now there is no required down payments, and the time to funding, 1 to 3 days. So overall, you're looking at something very good. In terms of the FICO score recommended, you're looking at 600 all the way to 680. And the minimum time in business, 2 years. This is what Bank of America recommends. But if you don't have the 2 years, but you still have a relationship with Bank of America, they will work with you. And in terms of the vehicle restrictions, Bank of America does have some vehicle restrictions. So you have minimum vehicle value of $10,000. The minimum age should be 5 years. The maximum age should be 5 years. And the vehicle must have fewer than 75,000 miles on the odometer. So this is if you are trying to buy a used car. So this is just one of those things you have to really think about and think appropriately. One thing I want to say also in terms of Bank of America is that the bank is very flexible, and it does offer discounted rates. So to business owners with an existing relationship with the bank, so rate discounts of 0.25% to 0.50% can be applied and are determined based on a 3 months combined average daily balance of your Bank of America and Merrill Lynch and investment accounts. And so Merrill Lynch deposit, of course. So you'll need a qualifying balance of 20 grand to qualify for a 0.25% discount, 50 grand to qualify for a 0.35% discount, and $100,000 to get the full 0.5% discount. So it's just something that you need to know about. And so Bank of America is really trying to beef up their customer base here. This is why they're offering these things. But overall, this is a great offer that you might want to consider. So our score now here, I just want to quickly remind you of our loan evaluation approach. So we do have on this show a methodology, if you will, an approach when it comes to evaluating, categorizing, and listing business auto loans for a fair credit with no money down. Check this out right now. All right, let's quickly recap here. Number one, we have Bank of America, 9.8 over 10. Number two, we have Balboa Capital, 9.6 over 10. Number three, we have National Funding, 9.5 over 10. Number four, we have SBG Funding, 9.1 over 10. Number five, we have PNC Bank, 8.8 over 10. Number six, we have Crest Capital, our score 8.5 over 10. And number 7, last but not the least, we have Truck Lenders USA, our score 8.3 over 10. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. God bless you. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.